The Bar Group, raising the bar in real estate. Your Lake Highlands, Lakewood, Preston Hollow pros. You can find them at thebargroup.com. Unparalleled customer service for your real estate needs. The Bar Group.
Coming through.
I can't decide if I should be offended by a joke that was just told to me that caught me off guard. See this hat? Chiefs, it was on my head. So we're getting ready for the show, and I hear this, hey, you look good, look a lot better without that hat. And that was Ren and his jokes making fun of me. Oh, well, anyway, this is a good show today. It's a kind of an inaugural show. That's the big word today, an inaugural situation here. Last night, those of you that don't know, hopefully all of you do, the Major League Pickleball draft happened. And I watched part of it, not all of it, because I wasn't sure who these people were, but I learned a lot more towards the end, and it was a lot of fun. Let's see here. It is going to see the first pick taken in the draft, I believe, was the young Waters. Her name is Anna Lee Waters to the Jersey Fives. The number 2 pick of the draft was Ben Johns, the Seattle Pioneers. Number 3 is the J.W. Johnson to the ATX Pickleballers. Hoping that's Austin. Anna Bright was number 4 to the New York Hustlers. And the number 5 pick was Catherine Parent. Oh, man, don't be mad at me when I meet you one day. Catherine Parenteau, LA Mad Drops. Riley Newman at 6, Jay Devaliers at 7, Jesse Irvine at 8, and Vivian David 9. To rounding out the top 10, Andrea Coop. Be okay. That's it. I think that's going to be fun because I know that we all know Mark Cuban got a list near a league coming. But anyway, whatever. I'm rambling. So this next guest I have on here is a he's a friend of my brother's first, my older brother, Derek. And he is a old friend of mine and a actual kind of a mentor. Probably at the time he didn't know that he was going to be a mentor, but he got me. He taught me how to volley, and only problem was him and I think it was Dito McNutt and who was the other guy's name? Had red hair, really blonde, red hair, bright hair. What was his name? Come on,
Thinking of Jason Crow.
Yeah. Oh, Jason was mean. We learned how to volley. They had shopping carts lined up, and guess where me and Greg Diamond and Wade Fitzgerald were standing? At the service line, and they're all serving at us. Yeah. And then the next thing the guy did to me was introduce me to John Paul Ostrew. He watched me play a set. Coach Ostrew was the varsity boys coach at Rockwall High School, and my freshman year, he said I'm welcome on board, and I got 4-year letter at varsity because of this guy. He also has a couple of other NJCAA national championships at Collin County Community College, which used to be called Express Tennis, I believe. He is a staple in Park City. He's for a long time as a tennis professional. He's now director of Racquet Sports at where are we at here? We are in Seaside, and he's the president of MatchpointResorts.com. His name is Shane Johnson. What'd I forget? What'd I screw up?
We're at Watercolor, not Seaside.
I screwed that up again. God, I always screw shit up. Whatever, dude. I apologize. I'm just intimidated by you, man. I've been face to face in probably 20 years. I know I've talked a lot. I was supposed to see you on spring break a year ago, but the rain screwed that up. So, my apologies, Your Highness. That's what I'm gonna call you, Your Highness. So.
Great, perfect, great nickname.
Yeah. So, we're gonna do this thing called pickleball. When did you get into pickleball, Shane?
So I'd say I was late to the game, but we here at Watercolor added 2 pickleball courts that are separate from the tennis. Our tennis are hard true, and the demand was just unreal. And so I immediately got on court and started learning how to play, just so I could teach it along with our other pros here. And as I started teaching, I really liked it. And then as I played a few better players, honestly, in the past 6 months, I've been kind of getting hooked on it. So I'm really, when I'm not on the tennis court, I'm dying to be on the pickleball court.
You're an amazing tennis player. So, but you're a lefty, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. You and my dad always teamed up on me as a kid. Ugh, lefties. So,
I don't like playing lefties either. So, yeah.
Is that a Wilson Echo paddle you got on back there behind, right there? Is that what it is behind you?
Yes, it is.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Echo. It's cool. Well, you got the John McEnroe background as well. That's pretty cool. We know that. So
Yep. I just ordered some Vulcan's 7 Series rackets for myself.
Rackets or paddles?
Sorry, paddles.
Damn it. See, yeah, okay, now we're even, okay? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. It's 1-to-1.
Mine is mine's a lot lighter, as people will tell you. It's like, it's not called a racket, it's a paddle. And everybody just freezes. I'm like, I'm just being nice about it right now. But so you said you just 6 months you're picking. Are you playing any tournaments around there, or just doing fun interleague stuff, or just fun stuff with your pros?
Really getting into it, and a couple good players here that are playing some money tournaments, and another pro that's here with me, Drew Macholtz, who was at Sea Tennis Center in Dallas for a long time.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
He's here at Watercolor, one of our pros here, and he's really getting into it. So this is going to be our first year to sign up for doubles together, and I think we'll do well.
Oh, well, I was at that Texas Open a few months back, and that's the first pickleball I've actually got to go spectate. It's an amazing thing. It's so intense. And while I love to believe that we're going to be that close to players forever, you and I both know that'll probably change. But if you got a chance, and I can't wait to play in one because I'll probably play the 50s or seniors. I'm 48 now, but I wouldn't be surprised if we ran across each other.
Yeah, I plan on playing the 50s.
What do you play? How old are you?
I'm 51.
Oh, I'm 48. Whatever. The 50s.
Yeah.
I get it.
Just a few years apart.
I know Derek just turned 52, so that's right. Well, that's great. So, is there any type of brand you endorse or you like a lot, Shane?
So, I've been committed to Wilson for a long time. With David Blakely, he's always been good to us, and so we do that. And then getting on the phone with David Redding one day when I was kind of searching on what paddles we should carry, and he was like, "Oh man, you got to go with the Vulcans." So for us, we don't have a lot of pro level people here, but we have people that like the Vulcan,
Daniel De La Rosa.
Since we're next to the Gulf, we got to have the sea turtles. So
oh yeah,
it kind of worked for us.
Oh wow, we had that one first paddle you had. Is that Daniel De La Rosa? He was on our show a while back. But
nice.
And then here's what's funny about that Vulcan is that I talked to Lucia, I think earlier last week about paddles in schools and stuff. And she's now, I believe, the general manager of Vulcan.
Oh, nice.
I'm pretty sure that's what she told me. And she's great at it. So giving her kudos right now. Well, that's good. So you said, when you play now, do you like singles or do you like doubles or do you like mixed? Which one do you like? Determine the temperature of the weather or what?
I'd say I like all three of them, but I love doubles and mixed doubles. It's just it's such a social game. I like to get out there with many people as possible.
Yeah, you're great at that. That's great.
Yeah.
So the mixed, okay. I'm excited about you playing on the tour. That'll be fun. That's good.
I'm looking forward to it. Somebody asked me why are you switching, your focus when you're not teaching into pickleball as far as personal play, and I said, well, I'm 51 first. It's a smaller court, so I can move around a little better, and I still have good hands. So why not give it a shot?
Well, you definitely move the ball around. So let's see here. So now that the tennis and the pickleball have become one, how's the atmosphere? Is everybody playing one hour and then playing one the other hour? Because that's kind of my whole entire ideal situation. Is everybody comes one day for pickleball and one day for tennis, and then maybe one day they all mix? I don't know.
Yeah, but we have a lot of people that do both here. And like our homeowners get an hour and a half of tennis time a day and they get an hour of pickleball time. And I mean, especially on our peak weeks, they'll play tennis for an hour and a half and then they'll go straight over and play pickleball for an hour. So they play both every day while they're here.
And I didn't ask where the courts were at. Did you say you had clay? Do you have clay pickleball courts, or do you have just regular?
No. We have 5 hard shoe tennis.
Okay.
And then we have 2 separate hard court pickleball courts.
Oh wow! So you have 4.
And I'll tell you, when we put these in a few years ago, from the minute the sunrise goes up until the sun sets, we are usually 100% full. On holidays, last holiday we had at Thanksgiving, we had about a 200-person wait list for our 2 little courts.
You only have two little pickleball courts. You don't have 4.
That's it. We're showing the demand that we need more in the community, and the community needs it because it's so popular.
You're in Florida, man. That's the pickleball mecca of the world.
We were the first people on this 38 stretch to put in pickleball courts, and then everybody saw the craze. So now Seaside has 3, we have 2. We're looking to get more.
Oh,
Camp Creek down the road's putting in 6, so it's really catching on here now.
oh my God, that reminds me of a place called Dallas. I get it.
Right.
Jeez. Oh yeah. Well, sorry. Anyway, I digress. But that's great, man. So, are you like doing as? I know it's 2 small courts, but we've all started somewhere in our tennis pro career back in the day, where you had a very small amount of courts and crappy balls, and the head pro or director was a jerk, whatever. And so, starting small like that's huge. But do you have like a certain day for play? Like you have to have like singles play one day, which is probably impossible, or do you have like junior play one day or a senior play? Adult play, stuff like that. How do you divide that out with those 2 courts? That's interesting.
We're such a resort environment that everybody's here for the beach and then for tennis and for pickleball. And so basically we reserve times for our drills. We have Coach Alicia here, who's really good with getting people set up for that first hour, which, as you know, if you really get a good instructor for an hour, at the end of the hour, you're going to know how to keep the score, which is, in my opinion, the toughest thing. And then learn all the major shots. And then by the end of the hour, they're playing and having a blast. And then they continue to play the rest of the week and have a good time. So a lot of our focus is on just getting people out on the court for the first time. Oh, yeah. And then they all fall in love with it. And then we've actually, then we have some active cardio drills. And you've played 105, right?
Yeah, yeah. This is, I'm sorry, this is for our listeners and pros listening. This is Pickleball 105? Or
we started playing Pickleball 105 and we created Pickleball rules, and it is taken off. So we offer that like 3-4 times a week.
That is
Pickleball
awesome.
105 is legit.
This, like I told you a couple of years ago when we started the show, this is another inaugural situation. I've never heard of Pickleball 105 yet. So it's And again, my inaugural guest for something else later in the show that's its first time, and it's nothing but my old buddy Shane Johnson. I love it. That's cool, man. So what, juniors interest, or they just kind of come in, or
juniors will come with their parents and play. We just kind of mix it up.
And then you said you're pickleball. You have a specific pro that's the pickleball professional?
We have several, but Alicia is the one that really, she can run a court with 12 people, or she can run a court with total beginners or advanced. I mean, she can do it all.
That's Alicia at so let's. Whoa, what was that? Was that me or you?
That was me. Sorry.
All right. So, okay. So now my next question is going to be: so your stint at your club is so far. You said how long have you been doing pickleball?
We've been doing pickleball for about 2 years. Our company Matchpoint started about 7 years ago with a couple sites, and one in California, one in Bear Lake, North Carolina. We did some trips, Matchpoint retreats out of Horseshoe Bay in Austin. Yeah. And then we started managing watercolor about 7 years ago.
All right. So that's right. I remember when you moved down there. So watercolor. So so far, what do you think is your, I have one that happened today, actually. What is so far the best example of your favorite example of pickleball right now that you've seen with people maybe interacting, or something you've taught, or something you've seen your pros teach?
I'll tell you something. Well, one of my funnest stories here at Watercolor, when we, on one of our big weeks, a group from California came down with 50 people in their group, kids to adults, and they put $300 in a pot, and everybody partnered up, and they played a tournament over probably 5 days to see who would win. It got super competitive, but like 50, 60 people are watching these 2 courts every day, cheering, playing music. It was a blast.
It's like a Calcutta, right?
I was dead serious, man.
You remember those? Those things got bad in the late 90s, man. Calcutta's here and there. You play those. Oof.
People bidding on the pros.
Oh, man, the pros fighting and cheating over. Oh, it was bad. Sorry. We got a little history here, don't we?
We were just hoping as the pro you didn't, get sold for $1.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you play those matches. Then remember the tiebreaker tournament that
the Glen Eagles?
Yeah, the Chris Brown used to have.
Yes.
I always got my ass kicked second round.
I think I was about a second rounder myself.
Because I'd always play Philip Farmer or TJ or somebody come rolling across or whatever. Anyway, so that's great. That's cool. See, folks, this is what you get when you have 2 old friends on, as well as 2 good pickleball people and directors coming on board here.
I'll tell you one more thing about that Pickleball 105 is when we went up to Bear Lake and we had a group of about 24 people that we were doing.
Oh, right on, bring it on.
An hour and a half of tennis stuff, and then we did an hour and a half of pickleball. And I brought some Matchpoint pros up there that had never done pickleball. And so I was like, hey, let's do 4 sections here. One will work on lob and overheads. One will work on dinks. Let's have the other courts just do 105. And we created the rules to pickleball 105 awesome. In like 3 minutes. So all these people came off court and go, oh my God, how long you been doing this? We're like, about 4 minutes, but apparently we're going to keep doing it.
Oh, I would have so lied. I said, man, years. That's what I would have said.
Right.
I can't begin to tell you. No, that's awesome. Those are the stories that we want to hear on here, man. That's the whole, really, like I forgot to tell you. I mean, one of the reasons we got this, I was able to get this show and put it together. One of my first thought processes is to hear stories, stories about you. I've obviously I looked up to you, admired you, and like some freak, but I admired you, and there's a lot of guys like the Kevin Mark story, and I mean Amy Yarbo's coming. There's so many great stories of people who weren't like the superstars. I had to go the Division II route for tennis and junior college for tennis. Nothing wrong with that, but I couldn't afford to be up there with the big guys going to all the academies, and so. This show's about your story, Shane's story, and anybody's story that does pickleball, as well as these examples. That's the best part about it. All right, yeah, so let's talk.
It's fun to watch. It's fun to watch the players that are good, the higher level, and they bring those young guys in, and they want to help them along. Sometimes tennis, that's not the case.
Oh no. Obviously with volleys. What? Okay, so I'm gonna say. Let's see. Let's talk about your family. Talk about the family. We talked about a little bit before the pre-show. Tell us about your family and where you're from and college and whatever.
So I played college at Collin County. Obviously, I played high school at Rockwall, where both of us went. And Greg Diamond, who you mentioned earlier, we still stay in contact. He's a good friend still.
I'll get him.
Family been married to a girl named Courtney. We have 2 kids. They're my stepkids. And one of them is at Baylor playing on the club tennis team. And then the other one is going to Tech. She's a freshman. And she also they both played tennis at Highland Park in Dallas. So they're both good players. And she does not play club tennis currently, but she's going to try to join the team next year. Mm-hmm. And I think they'll be kind of a lifelong deal. It's when Courtney and I started dating, they were 4 and 6. And I remember taking them on the tennis court the first time saying, I can either be Shane the fun guy or I can be Shane the pro, and you can get better. And they both wanted Shane the pro, and I said, okay, then there's no goofing off.
Oh,
so I think our first three lessons lasted about 2 or 3 minutes, and there were tears and crying, and I was like, we're going to take it serious if you want to. And then about the 4th time, they both got hooked on it.
That's the Shane I grew up with, girls. Okay, that's the Shane I got right there. I'm just kidding.
So they're all doing great, and Courtney was back in Dallas until our daughter graduated. So we were going back and forth to see each other. Oh, good. And she just moved to Florida with me full time about 3 months ago.
That's great, man. That's good.
Yeah.
The nice Shane, the pro Shane. I got it's good. That's so evil. All right, man. So I'll tell you what. So if you would like to come back on when we circle back sometime next year. One of the questions I want you to answer for me. You don't have to do it now, and if you have, it's awesome. I just ask. What's your favorite place to play or a tournament or thus far? If you haven't, then we'll say to be determined,
To be determined. Getting ready to start this year.
All right. That's going to be fun because I'll be right there with you for real.
Perfect.
All right. Perfect. So what's your favorite shot?
My favorite shot is ATP. I like to go for the around the post.
God, it's Amy Yarbo. Did you hear that? She's a pro at Austin. You may have known her. She was at Baylor, but she said the same thing. I'm looking at it when I run out there and I'm going, I know the odds are about 5% of making it. I know the shot should be cross court, but I'm going for it, man. The lefty mentality. That's the Shea Johnson. That's the express tennis right there, baby. Mine's the lob. And
that's not used a lot.
Huh?
That's not used a lot in pickleball.
Yeah. And the definition of a lob in pickleball is a surprise, but it's the offensive lob. And I take it to the ad side. But if it was, that'd be to the odd side if it was you, bro. So just saying. All right. So now this is it's an inaugural day, right, Chance? Inaugural day. So this is our first segment ever on our show here at the Vocal Studios here, the Pickleball Show with Curtis Reese. We have a new segment called In the Kitchen.
All right.
We need some type of music for that. I don't know, something funny. Anyway, that was really bad, but that's okay. But Shane, you are my inaugural guest on the inaugural day of the segment.
Okay, perfect.
There you go.
Let's rock it.
All right, and these are all fun questions. So I'll give you an example of what I'm doing right now, so you can think of something. So, what's your favorite band and song right now? Mine right now is it came on I was listening to a Weezer podcast, right, and boom, The Rentals came on. Friends of
Right.
P, and I freaking love that song. Remember that song, The Friends
I
of the
do.
Rentals? Who you got you jamming right now?
I mean, I like all music. So I think there's a song that's called I can't remember the name of it, but if it says something like, if you don't like your job, then you should quit it and do something you like. Cannot remember who sings it, but that's kind of my theme song is go with your gut and do what you love in life, because you're going to do a lot of it.
That's right. Well,
Yes.
It wouldn't take this job and shove it. I'm just kidding.
No. Different. This is a happier song.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Yeah.
You're the director. You're not the employee. You're not the people that work with you, right? So, okay, I get it.
Right.
All right. That's awesome. So we'll go to the next favorite movie or binge. Man, I got to tell you, and when I was in college, 3 different schools, it was always Tuesday, Thursday matches, right? At least it was for me. And I never got to watch Seinfeld ever, or Friends. They have stuff like that going on fraternity house and all that. I was always gone. But Friends, Seinfeld. Oh my God, that's what I've been cranking up. My wife and I would laugh at it all the time.
Yeah, I like when I'm working and it's something that I don't have to super focus on. I'll always put on Friends or Seinfeld. Those are my go-tos.
It's just like white noise. It's like white noise.
Yeah, or maybe Modern Family is also pretty fun.
Oh, I forgot about that one. Oh, that's Ed O'Neill. I'm listening to this podcast with Dana Carvey, and no, I'm not plugging it yet. Dana Carvey and David Spade, called Fly on the Wall, and it is awesome. They have like all these Saturday Night Live people on there, and I guess I need to start doing a podcast binge question too. Anyway,
my favorite movie of all time is a movie probably no one's ever heard of called The Power of One that just really hooked me. I think it was around in high school. And
dude, it's a South African boxing movie, bro. Bring it.
Yes, I love that show.
That's awesome.
And how much power each of us have, and we should utilize our strengths in life to make everybody stronger and better.
Oh my God, my IQ just went up 50 points. I'm at 100. No, that's good. That's a good movie. And I think the guy that's in there was Steven Dorff. Is that him? I don't know. Was he like a boxer or something like that?
But I cannot remember the name.
Anyway, I remember that one. All right, so let's go back to our next question here. What's your favorite sports teams? Come on, mine's the Chiefs because that's where I was, born and all that. And I like the Stars and the Rangers. Who you like, bro?
Yeah, my go-to team, you either love them or you hate them, is Dallas Cowboys.
There you go.
So,
there you go. Well, you're in a good place right now, huh?
Yeah, and they're here it's like you go to watch a Cowboys game somewhere and they're like, "What?" and they won't turn the TV on for you. So
Really?
I'm gonna try to become a Dolphins or Tampa fan, but that's gonna take a little time. I got in with Jason Garrett and his wife and got to know them, so we got to go to the games with them and have dinners with them. And
oh, cool.
So, you got to love that experience.
You got him playing pickleball yet?
No.
Okay.
They're no longer in Dallas and they're not in Florida. So
okay, well, I don't know if he comes sees you or something. Hell, I don't know, man. Always feel free to send us videos of people like that to do that, and you'll come on and talk to them.
Nice.
Anyway, seriously, it's weird like that. So, favorite pet, bro? What's your favorite pet?
My favorite pet I've ever had?
Nah, yeah. Yeah, I'd say favorite pet now or you've ever had. I'd say now.
I'm a dog person, but I don't own a dog, so I don't feel like I have time to give them the attention that they need and deserve.
Yeah.
So my favorite pet ever was probably a cat I had in college, because at one point somebody gave me a cat, and I'm not a cat person, but this dude, I named him Wembley after Wimbledon.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Got to do that.
Absolutely.
And he was kind of like a dog, and college might have had a few beers and lived with a roommate. So my roommates, when they would mess with Wembley, he would go wherever they left their beer, and he'd wait till they saw him.
You want to name drop anybody?
Break it.
You want to name drop anybody?
What's that?
You want to name drop any roommates?
No.
I think I know who they are. So, okay, keep going.
But they learned not to mess with Wembley. He would break their beers.
That's a cool story, man. That's awesome. All right, so this last question I have is, and I'll answer it. I'll answer for mine. Is what's one thing nobody knows about you that's funny or unique or weird or whatever? Just mine is that I'm addicted to vinyl records, high-end stereo, and just listening to good music. And I got that from my dad, and that's where I'm at. Like literally addicted. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I guess a lot of people, unless I've known them just lately, as a kid, I couldn't play the guitar. was that kid who said, you got to buy me one. I'm going to love it. I'm going to be in a band. Parents buy it and I play it for a day and then it goes in the trash. So as an adult, a few years ago, I said, I'm going to learn how to play it just to prove that I could. So that's probably something a lot of people don't know about me is I'll go home and jam on it. I love it. It's very relaxing to me. I don't know that there's any funny stories. I can't think of any off the top of my head.
No, hey, that's good because, Derek's the big guitarist and all that. And I think you were giving him shit one day. He never came to the club. One time he came up there, I think picked me up or something, and you were making fun of him about something like the music or something. I don't know. You guys.
It's probably because I couldn't play.
Yeah, I think it's what it was because Derek gets in the car. He goes, God, Shane's just a dick. I go, dude, he goes, he tells him I can't play guitar. I'm like, well, so something funny like that. I gotta ask him because I'll talk to him tonight. But I'll tell him you're on the show.
Just giving him a hard time. You can let him know. I'll just giving him a hard time.
No, it was funny, man. Come on, dude. He's actually out in Rockwall. We have he has two stepdaughters, and he's got a daughter and a son, and they're out there with, I told you, by mom and dad. So anyway, I will tell him. I'll see him next week at Christmas Eve. So
please do. Tell him to stop crying. It's okay.
Shut up. All right. So this is our wrap up here. So Shane, on a serious note, how would my listeners who may want to try out your facility when they come on vacation there from Dallas, so I'm sure some do already, and rightfully so, how would they get in touch with you? Also maybe current pickleballers that want to move to Florida or future pickleball players that want to work with you, how would they get in touch with you or attend camps or whatever? Just lay it on me, brother.
Yeah. Along with our facilities, we were on Matchpoint retreats. And so AJ Chabria has gone on a couple of them with me and helped me out in Austin. And so we're always looking for, great people to do those. They're a lot of fun and we got a unique way to teach tennis. We're also looking to grow here in Florida to a couple other clubs, which is very exciting. But anybody looking to come here to play pickleball or tennis, or if you're ever, somebody looking for a position here, you can find us at matchpointresorts.com and catch some information about us and our current staff. You could call me at the Watercolor Tennis Shop at 850-400-3696. And then you can also just email me at Shane, SHANE, at matchpointresorts.com. And you can find us on Instagram.
That's right.
At
I follow
Matchpoint Resorts. What's that?
I said, I follow you, brother. Keep going.
Yeah, at Matchpoint Resorts. And then on Facebook, we are Watercolor Tennis by Matchpoint Resorts, which is probably the longest Facebook name in existence. I'm
ADHD. You lost me with the first two letters. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. So if anybody wants to slow mo, they can catch it.
I love you, man. All right. So listen, okay, I got to ask this question. You think you want to come back on like maybe sometime early, mid next year and kind of give us an update?
I think so. Yeah, we can talk about the first tournaments that we played.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Fine. Like Kevin Mark, my friend, said, I'll hold you to that. So I'm going to hold you to that.
Do it.
I can be reached at Curtis@ReeseRacketSports.com or check out the website at vocalnow.com, or I got an Instagram page and a Facebook page and all that crap. If you ever want to come on the show, sponsor the show, or just ask questions to guests one day, I'd appreciate it. So, well, thank you for joining me, my guest and me, or whatever. Please take some time to check out other shows under the Vocal Media umbrella, any show for any mood. I promise you that. And like Shane's going to tell people, grab them by the arm and just say, come on, let's pickle, baby. That's it. Shane, man, have a great week, brother.
All right, you too. Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
Coming through.